So what Teacher Cat has given us this evening is we've been given some equations. So we've got 6 equations here on the top that Teacher Cat has given us, okay? And underneath, Teacher Cat has provided us with some graphs. So we've got 6 equations, and if we move down, Teacher Cat has provided us with 6 graphs. Okay, so what we need to do first with our equations is we're going to use those equations to complete our graphs, everyone. I'm going to do the first one with you, and then I'm going to ask you to complete some by yourself. So it's always a good idea when you're doing functions to start with some simple numbers, and I always like to use the exact same ones that Teacher Cat is giving you here: -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Those are our nice standard numbers. Also, if you're keeping the same numbers when you practice, as in when you write a test and exam, it makes it really helpful and really useful. It keeps you on the same path. It keeps your brain practicing the same numbers again and again and again. And also it gives you a good range of numbers when you're plotting them onto a graph. All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to look at, let's bring our graph back over here. Apologies. Okay, I'm going to look at doing this first equation over here, and just to help us not get confused, I'm going to rewrite my equation on the side. So I'm going to say y is equal to 8 minus 2x. All right. So y is equal to 8 minus 2x. Oh, my pen is also having a little bit of a meltdown at the moment, Simone. Don't worry, I don't want to stress Simone out too much there. Okay, right. What do we do when we have a graph? When we're given a graph like this, or a table, sorry, apologies, and we're given an equation. What we need to do is we need to go and substitute those x values into our equation to calculate what our y value is. Now, you can go and you can rewrite these equations each time, or because you're in grade 9, you can use your calculator, of course. Because I'm doing the first one with you, I'm going to show you what I mean by rewriting it each time. So I'm going to go and I'm going to draw some numbers on the top for myself. I'm going to say this is equation number 1, this is equation number 2, this is going to be equation number 3, equation number 4, and this is going to be equation number 5. So I'm going to start with equation number 1 on the side because I have some space. Okay, I don't know what y is for equation number 1, but they have told me in equation number 1 that x is going to be equal to -2. So I'm going to have 8 minus 2. And instead of seeing x, I'm going to substitute out the x value for -2. So I'm going to have y is equal to 8. All right, now I must remember, guys, that I'm saying -2 times by -2. So negative times negative gives me a positive, and 2 times 2 gives me 4. And so y is going to give me 12. Okay. Right, so that was equation number 1. Equation number 2, I've got y is equal to 8 minus 2x again. I'm going to go say y is equal to 8 minus 2. Instead of seeing x, I'm going to see -1. So y is going to give me 8. -2 times -1 gives me 2. 8 plus 2 is going to give me 10. Okay, equation number 3. Y is equal to 8 minus 2x. So y is equal to 8 minus 2 times 0. So y is equal to 8 2 minus 0, anything times by 0 gives me 0. So I'm going to be left with y is equal to 8 minus 0. So y is equal to 8. Oh, running out of a bit of space here. Let's do that. Equation number 4. Y is equal to 8 minus 2x. So y is equal to 8 minus 2 times by 1. Y is equal to 8 minus 2. So y is equal to 6. Okay. Hopefully you've taken a screenshot of that, or actually let's go do it on the side here so that we have some space. So I'm going to do equation number 5 up here. Hopefully you have some space on your page. Unfortunately, I don't have much space on my page. So number 5, y is equal to 8 minus 2x. So y is equal to 8 minus 2 times 2. Y is equal to 8 minus 4. So y is equal to 4. All right. Okay, really good. Whoopsie daisy, let's not make it too small. Okay, really good screenshot time for you. So what I would suggest, take a screenshot of this. Okay, so that you've got all of your equations written down there. All right, like I said to you guys, I want to do the first one with you so that you've got it down, and then I'm going to say to you guys, go wild and do the rest. Okay, so take a screenshot of that, make sure you've got it down. Okay, all right, I'm going to go and give myself some space here. All right, let's have a look at our next step. So my first step there was I went and I filled in the graph. Okay, graph filled in. All right, what can I now do now that I've filled in that graph? Now that I've filled in that graph, I can get what I call some ordered pairs. So what you would have learned when you guys did this concept, okay, when you guys learned this concept, is you would have gotten coordinates, exactly, Papetti, fantastic, either coordinates or some ordered pairs, same thing, okay? So we're going to have some coordinates here. I'm going to call it coordinates for you guys, all right? Let us write down what the coordinates are. Okay, so I've got x and y values, all right? And how many x and y values did I have here, or coordinates did I have here? We saw earlier that we actually have 5. We had 5 coordinates, so we can actually, 5 ordered pairs, so we can write down 5 coordinates. So my first coordinates, okay, when I am writing down coordinates, I just want to remind you guys that we're going to go and we're going to put these coordinates on this beautiful thing called the Cartesian plane. And on the Cartesian plane, okay, we have what we call an x-axis and a y-axis, okay? And when we plot points on a Cartesian plane and we put in coordinates down, we always have our x value, and then we have our y value. All right, how are we going to remember that we must put the x value first and then the y value? How do you remember that you must have the x and then the y value? Well, the way that I always remember it, okay, is I always say to myself, I must always ask my ex why they were so stupid. Okay, so I always ask my ex why they were so stupid. All right, does that make sense? Do you think you'll remember that? All right, I hope so. Okay, so you're always going to ask your ex why. All right, you're never going to say, oh, why my ex? No. Okay, all right, you're going to be forceful about it. Right, so let's go have a look. I'm going to write out my coordinates. I'm going to go ask my x, so -2, y. All right. My next one, I'm going to ask my x, y. Next one, x, y, x, y, and x, y. So I hope that in the test, you're all going to have the same head action when you're doing your test, all right, or your exams next term, because that's how you're going to remember it. With the same attitude. All right, let's go plot these on our graph now. So reminder, I am going to give you guys a chance to do them by yourself, doing the first one with you so that you get it into the habit of it and you remember it all, and then I'm going to let you go wild, I promise. Right, so first point, -2 is to 12. Okay, -2, we're looking at integers. We're going all the way back to grade 7, maybe grade 8 for some of you, okay? We're looking for -2. I'm going to my x coordinates. All right, I'm looking for -2. So if I'm looking for -2, here is my 0. -2 is like here. Okay, and 12, oh, actually, 12 is not on this graph. Whoopsie daisy. So we're just going to extend this graph just a little bit. 12. Okay. But technically, it wouldn't really be accurate to plot this point unless the graph is beautiful. But here we go anyway. I draw my point, and in a bracket, I tell myself this is the point. -2 is to 12. It is really important that you label your points. If you don't label your points, guys, you're not going to get your marks. All right. My next point is the points. -1 is to 10. Well, that one I can do. Here's -1. So I'm going to go -1, and there is 10. Remember, I'm labeling them. -1 is to 10. Okay. 0 is to 8. Well, this one I don't really need to label. Why don't I really need to label it? Because here is 0, and here is 8. So the only thing I actually need to write is that that's 8, and then that one will be fine. If you want to label it, yes, you can. Absolutely. Go ahead and label it. 1 is to 6. So 1 is to 6. Bracket 1 is to 6. And 2 is to 4. 2 and 4. So 2 is to 4. Okay, right. Now, at this stage, some of my students always say to me, oh man, you just get so like finicky at this point, and does it really matter if we use a ruler or not? It absolutely matters that you use a ruler when you are doing straight lines. These points join up with a ruler. If you do not use a ruler, you are not going to get your marks, okay? If you forget your ruler on the day, guys, there are many things that you can use as a ruler. You can use your other pen, and then you can draw against that line. You can use the edge of your page, and you can draw on that line. But do not let your teacher catch you free-handing those points. All right, that is just being lazy. And Watobe students are not lazy. If anything, here you are on a Thursday night on the last day of school doing maths. You are not lazy students, okay? So make us proud. Make sure that you draw a straight line. Bring a ruler to your exams, all right? And join those points up with a ruler. If you forget your ruler, like I said, use something else. Use a pencil to join those points up. Use the edge of your paper, but use something else to join those points up. Unfortunately, I'm giving you this huge lecture about using a ruler, all right? But I don't think that I do actually have a ruler. Look at that. Sure. Miss Simone, I'm so lucky tonight. All right, so there is my ruler. Let's see if I can actually make or adjust that ruler in some way. Oh, look at that, I can. All right, I go to my first point. I join it up to my last point. Okay. Remember, my first point wasn't quite accurate. Right, and I join, whoopsie, join those points up. Okay, I draw a line. All right, what you want to try do is you want to try and extend this line as much as possible. I'm going to try with my ruler. It's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try for you guys. So you want to try and extend this line so that it goes all the way through your graph. Oh my gosh. Okay, and we draw an arrow. All right. Is there anyone who can tell me, oh my, while I'm trying to get the screen back, is there anyone who knows, okay, is there anyone who knows why it is that we draw arrows on that line? Anyone who can tell me why do we draw arrows on that line? Anyone who knows, who wants to tell me in the chat maybe? Why do we draw arrows on that line? Paperi, tell me, why do we draw arrows on that line?
Ma'am, the reason why we draw arrows is to show if it's negative or positive.
Good, that it's negative or positive. Okay, good, cool.
And
all right.
And we can.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Papedi. I muted you. Tell me, what else is the other reason?
We can also show it with a smiley face or a sad face, which we do it in grade 10.
Yep. Okay, good. We show it with a smiley face or sad face. Cool. All right. Okay, I'm also seeing another person telling me, good, guys, that it continues. The line continues. Fantastic. Well done, guys. The line is infinite. That, in other words, it is positive or negative. So these arrows over here on this line means that this line will continue going, that it's got values going all the way up, it's got values going all the way down. The line is continuous. Well done. Well done, grade 9s, on fire. Amazing. Okay, even though it's the last day of school, congratulations. All right, I am now going to let you have, oh, yeah, a chance of your own. Okay, I have just gone through the whole steps for you. All right. I put in the values into the graph for you, okay? I got coordinates and I put them onto a graph, right? I want you guys to now have a go. I see that I do have a question and I am going to answer that question, I promise, okay? So I am going to move my page down. I'm going to put the equation on top of the graph for you in the meantime so that you can see it. I promise I'm going to answer that question. So this graph is the graph y is equal to 3x plus 5, right? I want you guys to have a go, okay? I want you to go have a go at filling in the table, getting the coordinates, and drawing a graph for me. In the meantime, I'm going to answer the question that is up on my screen. Go and have a go. Right, come on. What is your question?
Ma'am, I don't have a question. I wanted to answer the first one.
You want to answer the first one, the one that I've got on the screen now?
Ma'am, I can answer 3x plus 5.
You're going to put the tape. Okay, come on. Let's give everybody a little bit of a chance, and then I promise you that I will come back to you. I promise. Okay, promise.
Okay, ma'am.
Awesome. Thanks, Kamal. All right, Narisha, do you have a question for me?
Oh, ma'am, I'm also finished.
You're also finished. Okay, Narisha, I promise I'm going to come back to you as well to also give you a chance. Maybe we can have a look. We can split it between you and Cornwall. Okay, but let's give everybody a chance very quickly. You guys are too quick, man. Cool, well done.
Miss Kirsty, I was just gonna tell you, you should have seen them on Tuesday when we started with this. Miss Coco
Yeah.
was like, I'll give you guys 3 minutes to do this. Within
Yeah.
30 seconds, they were done.
Oh my gosh, Simone, are you telling me that I am underestimating them here?
Very much so, I think.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to give them 2 minutes then, so Miss Simone, to give them a chance, and then we're going to carry on.
Come on, guys, let's show Miss Kirsty how smart we are.
Oh my gosh, Jason's also telling me that they're done. All right, guys. Good, well done. I think the easiest part's definitely the table, hey? Definitely. Okay, so I am going to come back to Como. Como, are you still here? There we go. Right, Como, you and I are going to fill in the table together. Let's go. You do not have to go through your calculations with me, Como. What you do need to do is just tell me what your Y values are.
Okay, ma'am. So for -2, I got -1.
-1, cool.
-1, I got 2.
2,
For 0, I got 5.
awesome.
1, I got 8.
Nice.
And 2, I got 11.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Como. Thank you very much for answering. I'm going to go to Narisha so she can help me with the next bit. Thanks, Como.
Welcome, ma'am.
All right. Narisha, are you going to help me with getting the coordinates, please? Narisha? Right, Narisha, give me your coordinates, please.
Ma'am, for the first one, I got -12. Oh, the coordinates. -2, semicolon, -1,
Good.
close bracket. Next one is -1, semicolon, +2.
Great.
The next one is 0, semicolon, +5.
Fantastic.
Then it's +1, semicolon, +8.
Awesome.
And then +2, semicolon, +11.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Narisha. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so now we have to go and put these onto a graph. Okay, I see that I have another hand up here. I have Siatanda. Siatanda?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Siatanda, have you drawn your graph and can you maybe put it up to the camera for us? Would that be possible?
I'm having a breakout with my camera, ma'am.
Oh no, okay. All right, Siatanda. So can you tell me this? So Siatanda, did you have a positive graph, positive slope, or a negative slope?
I actually didn't draw the graph, ma'am.
Pardon me, you didn't draw the graph. Okay. So why your hand are you trying to do the next one with me?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Siantanda, I'm gonna come back to you, I promise. Okay, for the next one.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. So for this graph, we are definitely going to have a positive sloping graph. Now, the reason why I already know that before I even draw the graph is because if I look at the gradient of this graph, the fancy word, the gradient of the slope, I can see that it has a positive gradient. When I looked at my previous graph, I saw that my previous graph had a negative gradient. Okay, the coefficient before the x was negative. And so what did I see about the graph? I saw that the graph was negative sloping. But for this graph, I already know before I even go and draw it that the graph is going to be positive sloping. Let's go see if that is true. So my first coordinate is -2 is to -1. I go to my graph. I go find -2 is to -1. I draw the point and I say -2 is to -1. My next point is -1 is to 2. I go to my graph. -1 is to 2. My next point is 0 is to 5. I go to my graph. 0 is to 5. Do I need to write that coordinate? No, I don't. Why don't I need to write it? Because it's actually falling on the graph itself. Oh, apologies, everybody. Let's just go back. All right. My next one is 1 is to 8. So I go to my graph. 1 is to 8. 1 is to 8. And my final one is 2 is to 11. That one's not going to be too accurate because it falls off of my graph, but I'm going to try anyway. So 2 is to 11 is going to be somewhere about there. 2 is to 11. Okay, what's left for me to do? I need to take out my ruler. All right, take out my ruler. I need to move it over to where I need it. All right. And then I need to see if we can move the ruler a little bit. Oh dear. All right. Well, come on, little ruler. Let us move it just now. Right. So, oh, there we go. All right, so we just need to try and move the ruler a little bit. Hope you've all got your rulers out and like you are using your ruler because they are really important. But unfortunately, I can't get my ruler to work at the moment. Nope, it just doesn't. Oh, there we go. Haha. All right, so let's go to my graph. Bring him back the side. Right, I'm going to go to my first point. Okay, and join him there. I'm going to go and try and match him up to my last point. Oh, guys, my ruler is just not is functioning with me. So I would take my ruler, I would match him up to my first point and my last point. Unfortunately, my ruler is not working, but remember in the exam, do not use a ruler. Okay, you have to use a ruler. Join all your points together. If you've forgotten your ruler, use something else to help you. Join your points up, extend your line, and make sure that your line is straight. The last thing that we need to do, which we forgot to do in the previous one, is we say y is equal to 3x plus 5. We must always remember that we must label our graph. So let's go back to our previous one. Our first graph was y is equal to 8 minus 2x. So it's really important that you label your graph. Okay. I think that you guys deserve a small brain break because you've been really brilliant. Okay, and there's one thing that I wanted to show you tonight, okay, because you're all here, all right? And instead of doing a little quiz or a little checking of your knowledge or something like that, I'm going to show you guys how do you find the videos from this term. So I think Miss Kat's shown you this before, and I'm sure that you've probably been able to find them before, but let's do a little bit of a refresher on how do you find videos from Watobe. There's two different ways to find your videos, everybody. So the first way for you to find the videos from Watobe is for you to go and look on the Watobe website. All right, the Watobe website is the place where you go, you can get your links for your lesson, you can go and get your quiz, all right? So the first place you can go is go and look at the Watobe website and you'll find all the lessons there. The next place you can go is YouTube. So that's where we're going to go and look tonight. Okay. Right, we're going to go to YouTube. So YouTube, and we're going to click onto YouTube. Once we get to YouTube, we're going to go search for Watobe. And you'll see it comes up straight away. Okay, we all know what the Watobe icon is. You guys have seen it before. It's definitely on sorry guys, it's definitely on the WhatsApp image. So when we go onto the Watobe site, we click on that. All right, and we see that it takes us to the Watobe channel. Now, from the Watobe channel, there are different places that you can go to find the videos. But the best place that I would suggest that you guys go to is you go to where it says playlists. So if we click on playlists, you'll see that all of the playlists are here listed. And if we move down, you'll be able to find the grade 9 playlists. So your playlists are here, 2023, grade 9. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put the link for the playlists into your chat. Okay, so that if you do need to go and look at the playlist, if you want to go and you want to revise a lesson from this week, all right, you need to go and find this channel. So there is the link for you guys. Make sure that you go and you save that link, okay? And let's have a look at what is actually there. So here they are, all the lessons that you guys have had this year. So if you guys joined Watobe later in the term, or you missed out, or you arrived late to a lesson, you can always go back and you can find a lesson from earlier in the term. So here are all the lessons that you guys have had this term on grade 9 maths. If we go into one of these lessons, let's go into exponents, exponential equations. I'm going to fast forward a little bit for you guys. There we go. There is Miss Katz. Right. Teaching you a lesson, answering questions, doing a lesson with you. I see that there's also been somebody telling you guys in the chat, another way to find old videos is to log into the Watobe app and click on an old video. It takes you to YouTube. Absolutely. That's also another way to do it. So you can use the app as well. I know that for Apple, so iPhone users, the app supposedly is not working still, but it is in development. So you can do it this way, where you go straight to YouTube, search for Watobe, and find it this way. Okay, so guys, please make sure you're making use of this. It is really, really useful. Again, we are trying to bring out as many products as possible to help you guys with your maths. So remember, if you take anything away from tonight, the Watobe bots and the YouTube videos, two really, really important ways that you can revise your maths. So going back to our lesson for tonight, we're going to do one more table tonight. So we're going to do y is equal to negative 2x minus 8. So let's go to this table. All right, so nice clean new table. Y is equal to negative 2x minus 8. Okay, go and fill in your table. I am giving you 1 minute. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I already have 2 people with hands up, Mr. Mo. They are super good. All right, let's hear from somebody different. So I'm going to go into Kozo. Right, do you want to fill in the table with me?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Okay, let's go.
So, ma'am, negative 2x is going to be y negative 4. Negative
So
4.
negative 4, good.
And then negative
Cool.
1 is going to be negative 6.
Negative 6.
And then negative
Cool.
8.
Cool, negative 8.
Negative 10.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well done. And while you're here, do you want me to give me the coordinates at the same time?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool, let's go.
So it's gonna be -2 and -4.
Good,
-1 and -6.
good.
0 and -8.
Awesome.
1 and -10.
Fantastic.
2 and -12.
Well done. All right, thank you so much. I want to remind you guys that because they've given this to you as an equation, okay, when we go and we put this onto our graph now, all right, it is imperative that you join up the points. You cannot just go and plot the points, guys, because they've given it to you like this as an equation. All right, when you go and you put it onto your graph, you have to join the points. All right, so just a reminder that you have to join them up with a ruler, you have to put your arrows on the line, and you have to label that line. So as a reminder, if they had just given you points to plot onto the graph, yes, then you don't have to join them with a ruler. But when they give it to you as an equation, yes, you have to join those points with a ruler, and you have to label that equation. All right, so well done to Jason. Jason is telling me it is a negative line. Well done to Abu. He's telling me it's a negative because the coefficient of x is negative. Guys, you are on fire. Okay, so I've got -2 is to -4. Let's go and see if we've got another graph here. We do, but it's a little bit far down, so I'm going to go do it on the same one that's over here. Okay, I've got -2 is to -4. I'm going to go plot that point first. -2 is to -4. Right, remember to draw your points in. My next one is -1 is to -6. So -1 is to -6. -1 is to -6. Okay, my next one is 0 is to -8. So 0 is to 6, 7, 8. Okay, my next one is 1 is to -10. So 1 is to, and oh, -10 got cut off the line here, but I'm going to try. So 1 is to -10. And the last one is way off the graph. I'm not even going to draw it onto this graph because I cannot plot it. So the last thing to do would be to bring up my ruler, to join those points up with a ruler or something straight. So I would join them up with a ruler. Remember to extend the line, okay, and then to label it. So the line is y is equal to -2x minus 8. So well done, everybody. Okay, well done. I extended the line. I labeled it. I put arrows. Why did I put arrows? Because it needs to be a straight line. It needs to have arrows because it extends. Right.